Hello. So today I'm going to be reading a book called The Invisible Boy, and I'm not going to lie. Two things. One, I'm really hoping that everyone sees it because I'm like dressed and showered and I have a little bit of makeup on, but also because literally this is the third time I've started recording. First, there was too much noise in my background. Then I made a mistake on the words. So I guess by sharing that, I kind of am letting everybody know that everybody makes mistakes. Growth mindset. Keep trying until I get it right. The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig, and the illustrations are by Patrice Barton. And I will tell you that I love the illustrations because I think that watching the pictures, I feel for this little boy. I feel for Brian. And when I read it to my son yesterday, Owen, my youngest, we definitely felt sorry for the little boy, and we felt his pain and his sadness. The Invisible Boy by Tracy Ludwig. Can you see Brian the Invisible Boy? Even Mrs. Carlotti has trouble noticing him in her classroom. She's too busy dealing with Nathan and Sophie. Nathan has problems with what Mrs. Carlotti calls volume control. He uses his outside voice inside too much. Sophie whines and complains when she doesn't get her way. Nathan and Sophie take up a lot of space. Brian doesn't. When the bell rings for recess, Micah and JT take turns choosing kids for their kickball teams. The best players get picked first, then the best friends of the best players, then the friends of the best friends. Only Brian is left, still waiting and hoping. JT glances in Brian's direction and just as quickly looks away. We got enough players for each team, he tells the others. Let's play ball. It just breaks my heart, that picture. In the cafeteria, Madison and her friends talk about her birthday party. The rope swing over the pool was awesome, says JT. Yeah, so was the water slide, says Fiona. This was the best pool party ever. I'm so glad you guys had fun, says Madison. Everybody did except Brian. He wasn't invited. At choosing time, while the other kids played board games and read, Brian sits at his table doing what he loves to do best. He draws fire-breathing dragons, scaling tall buildings, space aliens locked in intergalactic battles, greedy pirates digging for treasure, and superheroes with the power to make friends wherever he goes. On Monday morning, Mrs. Carlotti introduces Justin, a new student, to the class. Brian smiles shyly at him. Some of the other kids sneak looks at Justin, trying to figure out if he's cool enough to be their friend. They haven't quite made up their minds yet. At lunch, Madison and JT watch Justin eat with chopsticks. What is that? Asks Madison as she points to Justin's food. It's bulgogi. Bul what? And the kids laugh. All of them. That is except Brian. He sits there wondering which is worse, being laughed at or feeling invisible. The next day, when Justin goes to his cubby to put away his backpack, he notices a piece of paper with his name on it. Justin, I thought the bulgogi looked good. Brian. I feel like that's the first time I've really seen him smile. At morning recess, Brian finds a piece of chalk on the ground and starts drawing away. You're Brian, right? Yeah, thanks for the note. Hey, Justin, Emilio calls out from the tetherball court. You're up next. Sorry, I gotta go, says Justin. By the way, that's a really cool drawing, he adds before taking off. Back in class, Mrs. Carlotti asks the kids to team up in 2s or 3s for a special project. The kids scurry around the room to pair off. Brian heads towards Justin. I'm already with Justin, says Emilio. Find someone else. Brian looks at the floor, wishing he could draw a hole right there to swallow him up. Mrs. Carlotti said that we can have up to 3 people in our group. We're only 2. Come on, Emilio. Let him work with us. Okay, I guess. Mrs. Carlotti gives the class directions for the project. Your assignment is to work together to write a story about what you see in the photograph. Use your imagination. Have fun. Whoa, cool, says Emilio. What kind of people do you think live in a house like that? I don't know, but I bet Brian could draw them to go with our story, says Justin. Brian smiles as he takes out his lucky pen. Wow, look at all the working together and the interaction. Wow, look how fun they are. The crooked story we made up on the spot. It's lunchtime again. Brian's least favorite part of the day. Another 20 long minutes of kids talking and laughing with everyone else but him. Brian, he hears someone shout. Hey, Brian, over here. Brian turns and sees Justin waving him over. Amelia nods at Brian as he makes room for him at the table. Maybe, just maybe, Brian's not so invisible after all. So obviously, this book has a couple messages. Number one, it's up to us as the adults in our children's lives and students' lives to make sure that there aren't many people feeling like Brian. Also, I'm telling you, there's a lot of adults out there that feel like Brian, that feel left out. And that's why I really try to instill a group of community in my classroom. Things like community circles really help students come together. And if you need ideas on community circles, I would love to be able to help you. The other part to this is I think it's really important to notice how students reacted to the differences in the bulgogi, because I know that I live in California, so everybody has different food. You go into our cafeteria and you see everything, you smell everything, everything's different. And people really embrace that. But when you go other places, it's like if you aren't eating a bologna and cheese sandwich, you're different, right? And it's hard. It's hard for kids that are different, right? Whether you have allergies or whether you have certain dietary restrictions, maybe you're halal or you are kosher or you're vegetarian, whatever. And so I think it's important that we embrace that. I always tell my students that, you know, when they say, like, say we're having a pizza party and I have a student that's like, I can't have gluten, no problem, we'll make an allowance for that, we'll fix it. Or I have students that say, I'm vegetarian, I don't eat meat, or I don't eat cheese, or I don't eat meat and cheese together. We'll fix it, we'll make it better. I don't think that you have to like get rid of everything to be able to help everyone have fun and enjoy themselves, right? Because I think sometimes when kids are at school and they're like, well, we can't have a party because so-and-so can't have candy, or so-and-so can't have this, or so-and-so, then all the negativity goes back to that one child that can't. Instead of, let's do something awesome that everybody can enjoy and we can all embrace the excitement of the good things together. All right, so have a great day. It's a beautiful sunny day here in California, and I hope it is where you are. Thanks, bye.